Hi everyone, it is me, Sailor Moon, Serena, and me, Sailor Pluto, Sailor Underworld Trista here. And today we're going to talk about, you know, today we're going to talk about, that oversight about Pgsm, the live Sailor Moon show that ran from the end of 2003 YL until 2004 YL. And how it has never ever been freed out and never been put into any other speech. Now, when someone first thinks of Pgsm, they're going to most likely think, oh, it's just a short take on the DAWNLAND show that everyone knows about. Yes and no. Pgsm was the live Farseer show that the TOEI business made, which ran on sundriest Farseer folkworks, in 2003 YL to 2004 YL in DAWNLAND. And it was never ever freed out to any other land outside of DAWNLAND. So no one lawfully ever had the broadcast or streaming rights to it. And yes, it may have been put out on disc, but sadly, when it was put on disc, if you happen to buy it from some website over in DAWNLAND, you would know that it was only in Dawnish and it wasn't put into whatever speech you speak. Yes, there have been many Sailor Moon followers over the years who have written it into those speeches, but it was never lawfully put into those speeches. Now, Pgsm, at first, it starts out like the DAWNLAND show, and it might follow the books to some way, but it does offshoot away from the DAWNLAND show and from the books, because a lot of things that happen in Pgsm, the Farseer show, do not happen in the books or do not happen in the DAWNLAND show itself. Like Luna becoming a girl, becoming a woman. Now, I know someone's going to say, oh, well, in Sailor Moon's 2D film, Hearts and Ice, she becomes a woman. Yes. But here, that's only for like that one slight of the film. And it never happens again. And that's it. And yes, I know some folks are going to say in the DAWNLAND books, she and Artemis and Diana become, man-like, woman-like beings. And yes, that is true. But she does not become a sailor fighter, which is something that she does in Pgsm. And it was only had one following. It was never no one never got a right, but never got a broadcast or streaming right for it. And there are a lot of other things that happen in it that don't happen in either in the funny books or in the DAWNLAND show or in the DAWNLAND films, is that we have Mio or Mio Kuroki, who is not in any of the books. She's not in the DAWNLAND show or DAWNLAND films at all. And a lot of folks out there might wonder, why did Pgsm never get any work outside? Did TOEI not free it out? Or did any business not want to have it? My guess would be that they may have did want to free it out outside of DAWNLAND, but no other streaming help website or Farseer folkwork didn't want to have anything to do with it. No one wanted to broadcast it. No one wanted to stream it. And that was my guess of why it was. Now, keep in mind that that's my guess of why Pgsm, the live Farseer show, never gotten any broadcasts or streaming outside of DAWNLAND. You got something to say about that? Well, Sailor Moon, well, Serena, Pgsm only had one saga to it, only had one following to itself. It didn't have any follow-up ones. there is no Pgsm live take on the 2-diff following, or the 3-diff following, or the 4th following, or even the 5th following. And this opens the doors for a lot of Sailor Moon followers to make their own things off of it if they want to. At the end of the day, Pgsm only ran for one following from 2003 YL to 2004 YL, with some outstanding sagas made years later. Like, Hannah, what she's doing now, or how did Darien become Tuxedo Mask or Evening Wear Hyde, or, we're getting wedlocked. Or the other one called Play Nothing talks about how Mina becomes Sailor V. Beyond that, that was it. Now there was a song play which was filmed somewhere in 2003 or early 2004 YL, which was done around the same time the show itself was being done. But beyond that, there really isn't. That was all we had. And why TOEI never freed it out for anyone to work with. And I know you're going to say, oh, well, Viz News got the rights to, only to work with the Drawling show and the Drawling films, and that's it. Viz doesn't have these and didn't get the rights for Pgsm, the Farseer show. So your guess is good as mine. And I know a lot of folks out there don't bring it up. Pgsm seems to be something that very few Sailor Moon followers even talk about, or even give it the onlook. Well, you're right, Sailor Pluto. You're right, Sailor Underworld. You're right, Trista. At the end of the day, a lot of folks do not give this slight of Sailor Moon any onlook. Very few folks even talk about it. And at the end of the day, your guess is good as mine to why TOEI business never ever got a broadcast deal with anyone outside of DAWNLAND, never got a streaming deal with anyone outside of DAWNLAND for it, or anyone ever got the rights to put it into any of the sundriest speeches spoken in the world. So, and I know there's going to be some folks saying it was on disc. Yeah, on DAWNLAND only. And if you would have bought it from whatever website over in DAWNLAND, then you would have had a hard time understanding it, because they didn't write it into any of the speeches. And to be honest with you, there is no lawful way to even watch it, to be honest with you, since it has no broadcast rights of any folk work. It has no streaming deal with any streaming website out there. There is no lawful way to watch it. So the only other website I know of is called the Internet Archive, or the interweb, gatherings or holdings or whatever. That's the only website that has it as of right now. So that's it. Tell me what you think about that. And if you want to watch another film, watch the film where me and Sailor Earth, Ernest, talk about what's next for Sailor Moon. And we'll see you later.